Give us a countdown in 3, 2. What is going on, people? We are here finally.
We made it.
Finally, we have made it.
We have arrived.
We have arrived. We have made it. We have landed. All of that. This is the fresh new podcast on YouTube. Working on getting on Spotify and stuff like that, but on at least on
Wherever
YouTube.
else you listen or watch podcasts, or whatever.
Absolutely, it is the Undergated podcast. The Undergated, not underrated. The Undergated podcast. I'm here. My name is Coop. It's Coop on Instagram. Here with some great-minded people, man. I'm here with a couple of brothers of mine that are smart, intellectual, great builders, great photographers, all the whole 9 yards, and then some. So we have Chloe's dad, CD. Shout out to him. What's going on, man?
What's going on? What's going on?
Then we have my boy Austen, who hasn't made an Instagram yet, but when he does, watch out. When he does, watch out, because his knowledge, his painting skills, photography, all tier 1, A+. So what's going on, Austen?
I'm doing pretty good. Thank you for that lovely intro. I don't know if I'm super A+ yet, but we're getting there. We're getting there. But thank you for having me. Glad to be here.
Definitely. And like I said, y'all, this is the first episode of the Undergated podcast. We're going to try to do this every week. This is episode 1, and let's go ahead and dive right into it. First up, we have the greeting, right? Like, so what's going on? How's everybody's week been? We'll go around the room. Austen, how's your week been, man?
Mine's been all right. Well, it's been a little heavy, busy life, stuff like that going on. But overall, it's better than the worst week ever had. I guess if you ever want to put up against that metric, but no, it was an all right week. It wasn't too bad. Thank you, though.
Absolutely. CD, what's going on, man? How you
been? We made it. I mean,
we've
been talking about this. We've been having this in the works for months now. So leading up to this week, man, I've just been waiting for this day.
Absolutely.
Been good. Family's been good. Kids have been good apparently too. Yeah. So
can't complain about that. Can't complain. I can't complain either. Quiet house. Little mama is gone this weekend. Girlfriend's out of town this weekend as well. So you had a quiet house. Had a lot of time to paint, to build, watch some TV. Took y'all advice and started that Cyberpunk series on Netflix. I'm on episode 3 as of today's dates, October 9th, 2022. I'm on episode 3, and it's so far up there.
And I'll say most people like it after episode 3. Episode 3 is very much a kind of a build up, and everyone's like, okay, but then episode 4, 5, and especially 6, when you get there, you're just like, okay, now I'm hooked in for the long shot, because my God,
it's 100, 0 to 100 for the rest of the show. Just
for the rest of the show.
Gotcha.
It was just getting you set up.
And I hear that, man. Glad everybody's having a good week. Y'all ready to get into this? Y'all ready to dive into this?
Let's do it to it.
Let's do it to it. Let's see. So the first segment outside of the greetings is the breaking down and building up that backlog. As you can see, the homie CD back there that backlog is steep. We don't. It looks amazing, man. Like a lot of heat back there, man. A lot of heat. So we're gonna start off with you, bro. What are some most recent pickups? What's some kits you pulled out of that wall and say, you know what, I'm gonna work on this?
Definitely, I got the highly acclaimed recent release Gundam. I told myself I wasn't gonna get it. I just, the hype for it. I'm not a crazy G Gundam fan. I like the series, but it's not one of my favorite. But once I got it, I was like, in hand, the box art, the render of the image, amazing.
Absolutely.
Had to get it. And then if you guys don't know, I'm a huge Zeon fan. I don't know, something about Zaku's. I feel like Zeons might have the most creative looking mobile suits. So I had to grab of course the Origins line. The best line of high grades out.
Might be actually the best line when it comes to kits in general. Origins line.
This whole Origins kits. I got about 12 Zaku, so I had to have them.
They were talking about that recently, if I remember correctly. Even Bandai admitted that the Origin line has been a way bigger success than they were expecting for their kits. I mean, they all look great.
They look great, and the articulation on them is fantastic. Phenomenal articulation. So the God Gundam and I have Cannon Zaku. Not a bad pickups, bro. Not bad.
Some light for now.
Yeah,
I got to window this stuff down behind me before I go.
absolutely. You take anything out of the backlog? What you pull out of the backlog?
A little sneak peek for what I'm working on next. That's all you're gonna see for now. I got something coming. You might see me at a convention near you, a little competition near you. So be on the lookout for CD.
Stay tuned. That's what's
nice.
Austin, what about you, bro?
Yeah, so I had a little gift from the P Bandai fairies that dropped by earlier this week. I know Coop saw it, but I got the Blast Impulse Master Grade that came through, and I decided to not wait at all. And that night, I decided to just snap the bad boy up completely.
What's the backlog?
Wow.
Yeah, so like that.
Wow.
So I still have to paint it, do everything else to it. But I decided, what's the wait? Why not just make the bad boy look good right now?
Yeah.
Just shot for shot.
Sheesh.
But in the backlog now, I got a new entry. This kit I've been waiting for a long time, and you guys know how much this one means to me. It is the Master Grade Delta Plus.
Ooh.
Finally came in. It is one of my favorite suits of all time. It is transformable, which that transformation I actually really like the flight form a little bit more than the mobile suit, but both look sick. And that's right now going to go into the backlog until I finish this Master Grade Impulse, and so that's going to be in there for now. And like Coop, I picked up one other kit. I just didn't tell anybody about this one yet.
Out on us already, huh?
Yeah,
Of course not.
Surprise. Surprise.
So this kit, let me see if I can get it out this little log here. This kit, I was going to work out with some G rework textures as well, but it's the Easy SR.
Okay.
Yeah. And I like the fact that it's got the backpack and everything. You can make it into 3 different types of suits, and has a hazel head for the reconnaissance version.
I was eyeing that, yo.
Oh,
I was eyeing that. I was eyeing it like maybe when it hit Hobby Town, like a few months back. I looked at it, I was like, man, for the price and the fact that you can make 3 suits. But that's an army builder though, right?
Pretty much it is, yeah. You would really want to buy 3 of them so you can have your 3 of each or 3 the same.
That's like what you was telling me that one time, and you might want to tell CD the half cannon. What you need, like 9?
Yeah.
You think you need like 9 half cannons to complete the set?
Yeah,
they have like
I got mine as well. But no, yeah. You to complete the entire squad, I think you need 4, but you would have to build it. But there's 9 different types you can build apparently, because you can have it with 2 shields, single shield, the beam rifle, the hyper rifle, and a few other setups.
I don't know if I can bring any more home, man. The next package that gets delivered, I might be in that box getting shit back.
Pace yourself.
Yeah. That's all you got to do. Me just had to be like everybody else.
Hey, come on.
Picked up the God Gundam.
Still strapped up, I see too.
Yeah. Still haven't even cracked the seal yet. The box art, like CD said, is amazing. Going to buy the P Bandai effect parts off of somebody. They just wanted the horse, so the effect parts I'm going to get. Reason I picked it up, to be honest with you, I know if we're not in COVID really like that no more, so I know it's not going to be a shortage of kits like back in the day where it's like you missed this, and it's like hopefully it's not.
Yeah.
But I was able to get it on a deal, and I can't pass on a deal. It's hard to pass on any type of deal. So we're not just here Gundams people. I know that people might listen to think it's just a straight Gundam podcast, but we also do figures as well.
Figs.
And I had to get this guy, man. I'm a big Vegeta stan.
Tell him.
And animation on the face made it look more towards the movie like how the animation looks in the movie.
Yep.
That's not that standard Vegeta looking.
It looks a little more menacing there, definitely.
Yeah. So got this guy. I think this is I need to get Gohan, and I probably won't pick up Goku. They announced at NYCC, which is this past weekend, or actually, I don't know. Technically, today be the last day. The Super Piccolo that's coming out in this line.
Orange Piccolo.
Orange Piccolo. Super. Yeah, Orange Piccolo. I'm sorry. That's coming out in this line. But those are my most recent stuff. What I've taken out of the backlog to work on. Oh man, I don't know, because I feel like I've taken some kits out of the backlog. The Goof Custom. I'm working on a Goof Custom. Some Easy 8, not Easy 8. You made me think of Easy 8. The ground types from 8th MS Team. I'm working on as well.
Master Raid Goof or HD Goof?
HG Goof.
Gotcha.
HG Goof. Working on that as well, and that's it. So for it's like Hydra, right? You cut off one head, two heads pop up.
Always.
Always.
Right? It's right now. I don't want to bring it in the frame. You could probably see it right here. It is the Apex. I had to get the Apex. I had to get the Apex. Now I just need the B packs. I have the C packs. But I heard there's two different versions of the B packs. I heard there is the B packs that come with the narrative, and then there's the B packs. It's just a weapon set from P Bandai. So if you have the Apex and you just want to put the B packs on it, and then there's one that actually comes with a narrative. So, but y'all and who's watching this, comment below. What are y'all newest pickups? What are y'all pickups that y'all couldn't wait for? A couple of kits that might have finally hit the market. I know a lot of places, USA Gundam Mecha Warehouse, New Type is going crazy right now. New Type is going crazy.
Yeah, they're getting a lot in stock. I was pretty surprised when I found out this weekend what they had.
New Type is trouble, dog. Every time I go to New Type, I got a cart full of stuff, and I gotta leave the site before I put the card number in there, because
absolutely
damage will be done on New Type.
Absolutely. So comment down below, y'all. What are y'all's most recent pickups? What are y'all kits or figures that y'all taking out and finally got a chance to sit down and work with, or pose, or do all of it? So that kind of brings us right into our next segment, right? What's cooking? So what do we have? We'll start off with you, Austen. Brother, what do you have? Work in progress. You just pulled out that monochrome box. I'm assuming that's what you have on the table.
Yeah, so work in progress right now. I still have my my Blast and Pulse, which I showed earlier. I also have another kit that I've finished painting, but now I need to detail up and add in the decals and whatnot, and then do finishing touches on. That's going to be the original Full Armor Gundam.
Classic.
Classic. And all the green's painted. The orange isn't, but the gray and the green's been painted. The guns are all gunmetal. Everything's good to go.
Gleam on that gun too.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it looks good. But yeah, I got to work on getting the details all kinked out with that, and that should be finished up sometime this week. And then top coated and presented and be good to go. Blast Impulse is going to be a little bit longer, of course. And I'm not waiting for that Delta Plus. That Delta Plus is going to get
oh, you cracking that open, huh?
Yes. The second this is over, it's and I have one other kit that's pretty much almost good to go. I showed y'all a little bit earlier, but the Gym Sniper 2 is now painted, decals are up, everything's on it, and the Gym Sniper 2, I just need to be able to put on the final touches, which are going to be the weathering. And the weathering is probably going to take me a while because I want to do chipping. I haven't really done much chipping, chip painting at all, and it's going to be a bit of a challenge because I don't have any tiny fine detail brushes. But and that's pretty much going to be the goal here. But
you guys are catching this live right now. This is some heat. We've been seeing this one for a little bit now. So,
when I tell you, I started off right. What did I say? I said A+ tier, right? Like this.
Come on, man.
Come
Look
on,
at the photography on it.
the pose, the
Can we
shot.
start a petition to get Austen on Instagram, please?
We're gonna get, it's gonna happen. It's good, definitely gonna
Please.
happen.
So it's almost there. We just got to do. We're just gonna be able to knock that out, and then once we let me actually show you the back as well. I don't think I did show the back or the side.
Of course not, man.
Right.
Of course.
Of course.
I don't think I've seen the back, so
Let me just put that back up right here.
Jesus.
Sheesh.
Let me know if y'all. There it is. So
Mean.
there we go. And we added a ray dome into it just to make it look a little bit better, or just a little bit more unique. We have a missile pack, and the guns all painted. So the gunmetal black. We got the decals on the gun.
What green is that?
Top coated. This is
On the gun.
Japanese self-defense force. Dark olive.
Look at the detail right there. You stop right there.
Yeah, good.
The detail on the inside of the elbow. Is that gold I see too?
Oh yeah. Yep. So the inner frame's been painted, and the pistons or actuators we try to paint a different color. Either do silver or gold or something like that. I decided to do gold just to have it stand out a bit.
Absolutely.
The verniers on the back are the Bandai ones that you could buy.
The metal ones.
Yeah, the verniers here on the back, the engines. Yeah, they're the ones you could buy from Bandai with the little plastic upgrade kits you can get. Matter of fact, I think I have. For example, like the Radome. The Radome's also the Bandai.
Oh, okay. So like the new add-ons where you could get like the verniers and you could get like the hands,
Yeah,
the propeller tanks. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, and all that's the Bandai add-on stuff. And then there's some unique stuff, like we cut off some of the back ears for the guards and all that. And as you see, the pistons aren't in. They're silver and they're going to go into that white section. But I left them out because I need to sand down the inside. But besides that, it's looking good. And that's what I'm going to be finishing up on, and then I'll be presented, and it should be good to go.
Chef's kiss.
Thank you.
Awesome. Chef's kiss.
Thank you.
Amazing, man.
Thank you.
Amazing. This is what I tell. I'm telling y'all, when his Instagram will go live, please check out the Undergated podcast.
Of course.
On Instagram, the Undergated podcast. The link to the YouTube, the link to the Instagram channel will be in the description below. The Undergated. That's where we're gonna find all of us new episodes and stuff like that when we drop it. So follow us on Instagram, the Undergated podcast. And let's move over to Chloe's dad. What you got, buddy?
Man, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I don't have anything on the table right now. A little bit of a builder's burnout building block. I finished up my Quant heavy arms themed weathered base dio, and I kind of feel like I pushed myself a little too hard on that one.
Whole 9 yards.
Yeah, I kind of went crazy, and then ever since then I'd grab a box and just have to set it right back down. So
yeah, I understand.
I said I need to get back to this unicorn up here. I plan to take that to a couple competitions. I'm just waiting to let this funk get off me and get back in that mood.
Yeah.
Other than that, man, I don't know about you, Coop. I know you've been cooking on some things, working on some things.
I've been working on a new Gundam, the new Gundam, NU Gundam, for competition that's coming up in February. So got that. Figure wise, I'm not going to touch it because I have it in a good. Well, let's see if we could get it going. Photo wise, I've been itching to take a photo of this guy, man. I've been itching. He is, every time I come close to my desk, it's just like it makes me sick because I haven't got behind the camera in so long. And this is probably one of my favorite figures in my collection.
Now listen, folks, he's not saying kit. That is a figure.
Yeah, this is a figure. This is the Metal Builds figure, Tamashi Studios, Wing Zero. I know that they just put out the pre-order for Ultron. So that y'all go, it's still up. Go check out P Bandai. So this is on the table when it comes to taking some shots. Kit wise, really don't have a whole lot that I want to work on. I know, just like you, CD, that trying not to get burnt out, man, and not trying to. I don't want to say waste kits because I don't want to just pull out a kit and boom, like not painted, and I wanted, and then when I bought it in my mind, I was like, I'm gonna paint this. I'm gonna paint this. So we're not gonna. I don't want to just be like, oh man, boom. Maybe I should do that to an Ultraman figure or a kit. But now that I think about it, only Ultraman kit I have is that 1/6 scale. So, and that's getting painted. So that's getting painted. I have to see what's in the backlog that I would just be like, all right, snap build. Or when I buy kits, I'm gonna be like, I don't want to snap build.
Right.
I don't want to just snap build.
I don't have their ever attention. Just I go in there. I'm like, all right, what kit am I gonna paint next? And I feel like that kind of puts me in a bad spot sometimes, because sometimes you just need to build a kit to have some fun.
To have some fun.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Just to break the monotony, something new. I mean, Austen kind of was talking to us about some of the other kits he builds, and kind of got me and Coop in a black hole. So I mean, like you said, it's just not about Gundams here.
Yeah,
I mean, we're touching on everything.
Matter of fact, let's see if we can even pull some of these kits up, man. Now that I think about it, let's see. Y'all go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, man, go ahead and do you have any handy on you, Austen? Any of these kits we're talking about? Any in grabbing distance?
Yeah.
You said yeah. I bet he does.
I'm sure. I mean,
it's going to be a first for pretty much all of us, I think. Well, besides Austen.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna talk bad about the kids. I mean, I just never thought of them. I mean, like I'd see them here and there, and then oh, master grade Gundam over here.
Yeah, exactly. Let me go ahead and see. Share. Gotcha. Share screen. We're gonna do a tab, and we're gonna go boom, and we have
her. Black Widow.
Sheesh.
I am eyeing this one, people. This one looks amazing. Shout out to Austen because he built this one, and that right there alone, that pose. Oh my!
Sold you, huh?
That's it.
Look at it right there.
And it's a decent size figure. It's a decent size figure.
Yeah, it's a pretty good size. I mean, compared to it's about a little bit taller than a high grade, a little bit wider as well. But
what's the build time on that too, Austen? How long did it take you?
So depending on which one you get, this one in particular, it took me. That's a good question. It took me a day, only because you do sanding the parts and everything like that, and you should be good to go. I ended up painting mine, so all the silver is painted. I'm gonna actually go back and paint some of the black, and the gold is painted for the gun as well, because I didn't like the gold that they came with. But all in all, mine took about a day and a half. It's a very nice, and if you want to just knock it out, you can knock it out in probably 5 hours. But it's a very nice build. It's very different pace, and it's really fun to see how the body comes together, because when you think of human articulation, you've been building robots for so long, you're kind of like, used to, okay, here's the ball joint that goes into this and area. When you think of human articulation, you have a lot more points of articulation and especially
bicep
the torso.
Swivel.
Yeah, it's seeing how you have the back shoulder plates are individual pieces that can move out of the way whenever you're moving. Something is really cool to see, and you get hair, all stuff that has a hair articulation and stuff like that with it.
Which one is that?
This is the Durga, so the Durga Eye.
That reminds me of
Hobbytown today.
That reminds me of Horizon Zero Dawn.
Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah,
I thought I saw one that looked like Horizon, but I think it might have been a custom I saw on Pinterest or something like that.
And just out of curiosity, because I know female figures, when it comes to like Marvel Legends and stuff like that, they're not really great with articulation when it comes to like elbows and knees. Are those double jointed? She could fully give me the elbow.
Yes. So when you're looking at articulation, especially in the arm, you have your shoulder, which is a ball joint. You have the halfway through the bicep is actually another peg that can swivel completely around 360, right? So that's going to give you your forearm and bicep swivel, right?
Okay.
Then you have your elbow joint, so your elbow can come in, and then you have your wrist on a ball joint. And they give you multiple hands, so they give you about 6 or 7 different hand types in both of each side. So you're sometimes 12 hands in each pulled together.
Wow!
So you can have them doing the peace sign, thumbs up, open hand, slightly closed hand, closed fist, and then holding something.
Amazing.
Yeah, and then you can also get there's two types. There's like frame arm girls, Megami device. There's Forest Hunter girls, which is the sniper one. Then you got the bigger, larger kits that come with a little bit more extra stuff on the back. And it's a fun line. And if you're ever looking for something to break up the monotony, sometimes of building, because I know especially when you're in the 2.0 era of master grade kits, you're essentially building the same frame over and over and over and over and over. Right. The only difference is really the armor that comes out on it. If you ever want to break up the monotony, sometimes just grabbing a girl kit and a girl kit from different lines is really kind of gives you a fresh feel, because you have no idea where it's going most of the time. For the frame arm girls, you do sometimes get that same type of inner body design. For the Megami devices, usually they're a little bit more varied depending on what era you're in, if you're in the earlier or later era ones. But yeah, if you're looking for something to break up that that builder's low, just jumping into something completely different this is a good line to probably check out.
And I'm going to check it out. I'm going to check it out with that.
I'm right along with you, brother. Right along with
you. So we're definitely going to check it out. So that's great, man. Y'all got some pretty dope stuff that y'all have on the table. That's great stuff. Great stuff. Let's go ahead and flow right into the next segment, which is, this is a fun one. We call this the Cut It Out segment. And this is hot takes. So we have some hot takes.
Hot, spicy takes.
Hot takes when it comes to all of, well, I'll say all of Gundam. Just whatever hot take comes to mind. I guess Dragon Ball Z, anime, whatever anime comes to mind. And this is going to be put on by the homie CD. So when you see his face and it says cut it out, we got it. We're going to figure it out. So it's real simple, people. It is a hot take. Either we cut it out, like stop, like that's a terrible hot take, or we keeping it. We're going to keep that. So it's a fun game. And we'll just go ahead and do mine first, if you don't mind. Go ahead, Malik.
Oh, Lord.
Here we go, buddy.
You want to do your hot take first, Coop? Sheesh.
Here it is.
And that's it. Witcher Mercury is going to fall short. And when you mean fall short, Coop, what do you mean? Like, animation's not going to be that great. It's not going to be
going to be good. I think
sales going to be good.
Sales going to be good. I think people want this to be top tier. I don't think it's going to be top tier. I think it's going to be close to the bottom. When people say how can I say it? When people say name your top 5 favorite Gundams, I think if somebody has this in their top 5, it's going to be at 4 or 5. I think, or it might not even make it, to be honest with you. I mean, think about when it runs down series, it's going to be probably like the Build Diver series to me, Age and stuff like that. I don't think it's going to be up there when people do say,
when it's all said and done.
When it's all said and done, let everything kind of just simmer down. I don't think it's going to be anybody's for real top 5.
Any real Gundam heads top 5?
Wow. I mean, you know what?
Cut it out.
Austen, are you cutting this out?
The problem with me is that I don't like to jump to conclusions all the time. But yeah, I think I am. From what I've seen and with the staff that's behind it, I don't see how this could really fall short. I just don't. I think it has all the right beats, all the right tempo. It's very unique for a Gundam series and very different. I know a lot of people are always clamoring, why is there nothing ever new? Why is everything always a rehash? Why are we still in the Universal Century and everything like that? This is brand new, top tier development behind it. Clearly the music behind it, oh god, the music is just on point and very unique. I mean, who would expect it? And for y'all watching and listening, episode 1 of Mercury has already come out, so we've got something of a base point to jump off here for. But who would expect it a Yuri mecha? A Yuri mecha. And as a fan of Yuri manga, I've been reading Yuri manga for a long time. It is one of my favorite romance genres. But I was pretty shocked and pretty ecstatic for it. So and I think the feeling behind it, for especially with the community, is one of a lot of positive interest in
So you don't think that's going to turn anybody off of having a protagonist? No, you think
Oh God,
it might even bring more people to it?
Oh, I don't think it's going to bring more people to it. I think that it's just going to be something unique to Gundam fans. I think the only thing that's going to bring new people to the series, honestly, is that it's a school anime that's set in. I mean, maybe La Cruz Recoil, which was the show that happened last season, which had two cute girls doing John Wick things, right? And now having two cute girls doing Mech Warrior things is just going to be a continuation of that success role. So I don't think it's going to fall short. I don't see how it can. I mean, I can see at least people trying to finish it. I mean, it's only going to be 26 episodes. I'm not 100% sure.
Question.
I'm not 100% sure, but for the length that it is, I think people are at least willing to give it a shot. And whenever you we'll have to see at the end of the series if it falls short. I don't believe it will, but yeah, I'm going to cut that out.
Okay.
So we have our first cut it out.
Can I rebuttal?
Go ahead. Of course.
Just real quick. So Austen, buddy.
Yeah.
When it's all said and done, is it going to be in your top 5? Potentially, if it meets expectations, if it meets your expectations.
Well, I mean, if anything ever meets my expectations, you have to sit there and have to say, okay, is this recency bias, or am I, is it really could it be that good? I would say from what I've seen right now, it's sitting in the top 5. I love the opening. It's pretty darn fun. I think right now my top 5 is a pretty hard hitter list. I mean, we're talking about Thunderbolt.
Is this 5 in for you? It's crept in at 5.
I think it's crept in at 5.
Or at least it's from the potential. It has a potential.
Potentially, it's 5 right now. I think right now it's knocked out Stardust Memory. Yeah. I think it might have knocked out Stardust Memory already.
Coop, you have that in your bottom 10 so far?
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think.
Age and build on.
Yeah, I don't. Just obviously, I haven't seen the second episode yet. Second episode did drop today. Haven't got a chance to watch it, but first episode in the prologue. The first episode, if I'm rating it against the first episodes of other Gundam series, it's the shooting star she saw in Gundam Wing. That's a fantastic episode. Double O's opening episode was crazy. IBO first episode was kind of weird because it's like Mikazuki wasn't Mikazuki yet. If you go back and watch IBO's first episode, like he has a different attitude. I don't know if the voice actor changed. I watched dubbed over sub. So I don't know if the voice actor changed, but he's more upbeat in that first episode. And think the ending of that first episode, Barbados jumped out of the ground. Didn't really get a chance to see him until episode 2. But I think it's going to be towards the bottom of my list when it comes to Gundam series. Because I'm getting kind of tired of seeing the funnels. I'm getting kind of tired of seeing like biometrics. Let's get back to boots on the ground. Right? Let's get back to 8th MS team. I mean, Thunderbolts is amazing because it's so simple.
No cyber do types.
None of that. It's just simple,
just straight
warfare. What mech do you have? What mech? How can we advance our mech? This is what we have. Like that's what I enjoy, and I'm becoming a big fan of the Universal Century because of it. Like Unicorn was great. Don't get me wrong. Narrative great, but then when you start do extra add-on stuff, it's like Char's counterattack, the funnels and everything. It's a dope idea, but after a while, you're just going to see a weapon. It's just going to be like the old Megatron, where it's just a pistol. That's going to be the Gundam. Right? Like the Gundam is just going to be
enjoy more of the straight combat. You could leave the new types. You could leave the funnels. You just want to see my mech versus my Gundam versus your Gundam. Who's
strategic?
The end of the day?
Yeah, let's play this chess match and let's keep it going. Absolutely.
I got you. And that's like 2 different type of genres of the Gundam that that's really in confliction here, because we have the hyper sci-fi fantasy, and then we have the grounded sci-fi.
Right.
Yeah, and those 2 are usually kind of hard to compare because it's like apple and oranges.
So let's go ahead and jump on. You're up, sir. Austen's hot take.
Barbatos. Terrible looking Gundam.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is not the Gunpla. We need to make that point very clear because the inner frame of the Gunpla for the Barbatos is fantastic. This is not the manga. This is the anime. I think the anime, the Barbatos doesn't look very good. I think its exposed inner frame is too skinny. I think its shoulders before its upgrade. Oh yeah. Also, we're not talking about the other variants of the Barbatos. We're talking about opening Barbatos. So first,
Opening season.
yeah, opening season of Barbatos. Yeah,
first like 5 episodes. Gotcha.
Yeah, so we're not talking about Rex or the final form. Yeah, Lupus.
Yeah, gotcha.
Right. We're talking about the Opacine. It doesn't look very good. It's very too skinny. It's almost like an anorexic skeleton, like a really type of thing. It doesn't really promote too much power. It looks, how can I say? It looks pissed off.
It does look menacing,
but it doesn't look like it can really back up whatever it's saying. Like if it went up against a Dom, like a Dom would be like, dude,
cut it out.
Dude, I know my beam weaponry won't do much, but dude, I'll give you the first shot.
Coop, do I hear a cut it out?
Barbatos looking to the first 5, 6. I'm not going to lie because I've had this conversation before. How I jumped into IBO pretty late because I stayed away from it. Didn't look like the traditional Gundam. The Barbatos, Lupus, and Lupus Rex. Even the Lupus, wasn't a big fan of that red shoulder, but that's grown on me. But I compare it to others. I compare it to, how do you think it looks against Exia, Barbatos, Strike? Yeah. But when I'm cutting out the fact that you said versus the Dom, but so I'm going to keep the hot take of Barbatos' first few episodes versus how it looks compared to others. So Strike. Do I like the? If I go to UC, I might take the Barbatos looks over the Stardust Memory looks. Not a big fan of the GPO looks, especially GPO 2.
Oh, really?
I'm not a big fan of that look.
Really?
Yes, what? I'm not a big fan of that.
The look. Full burn-in?
I'm not a big fan of that look, dog.
Oh, okay. I mean,
it looks better than Turn A.
I mean,
well, yeah.
It looks better than Turn A.
I'll keep that hot take for sure. I mean, that's not even a hot take at that point. Turn A.
It looks better than, to me.
Sorry to any Turn A fans or any Turn A slander.
Turn A fans, we get it. Hey. It's classic Frank Zeta artwork.
Sweet.
We got it.
Keep the mustache silly. Over there, dog. Like,
yeah,
it's silly. It works.
Call a spade a spade.
Right. In oil paintings, it looks really cool. It feels like a classic 1970s, 80s Star Wars thing. But I mean,
come on.
It's me, a Gundam.
But overall, Barbatos. I want to agree with Austen because that's what kept me away. But when I compare it to others, it's also aesthetically. I'm just running through my head. 00. Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, I think Turn A would probably be. I like it. I like the look of Barbatos over Crossbones, over F91, or the later UC stuff.
Definitely.
Yeah. And just to go off what I was saying earlier, like when I said about G-Witch, we want stuff new. The Barbatos was new, and the thing is that it's just even the aerial is new. The problem is with the Barbatos is that we're so used to angles, straight lines, angles, boxes, and squares, rectangles when it comes to mecha. Barbatos is now poles, lines, pistons, and links. But as it further went on, it got more straight line. It got more rectangles and angles packed on it. It looked more like a beast. Yeah. So I would say that's kind of where I'm coming from here.
Because the Lupus Rex is.
Yeah, Lupus Rex looks way better.
Go ahead. Say what's on your mind. Speak your mind, brother. Speak your mind.
You know what? I'm gonna have to agree with you too, Austen.
There it is.
I'm gonna have to agree with you too. I do enjoy IBO, but just the seeing all the inner workings of the Gundam definitely took some time to get used to. And now that I look back at it, it's enjoyable. Like I like the Vidar, seeing all the pistons and stuff, but just that first Barbatos, ugly. Can't be mad. And I enjoy the kit for the kit, but like you said, like the kit looks so much better than the show. I mean, that's just because it's later on, but the original Barbatos.
Yeah. And to throw an olive branch out to the IBO fans, I think that might have been that might have been on purpose. they wanted
to build it up.
To build it up to show where these ragtag group of kids with scraps coming together to build something, and that's what it is. It's a scrappy little mess, and it's supposed to become something great at the end. That's the intent.
And Bandai's made a killing off it too.
Yeah, Bandai made money. I'm just tired of people always saying that it's the best looking mech. I was like, bro, you mean the Rex, right? Like, nah, just the Barbatos. Like, okay.
That's their first series. That has to be their first series.
That has to be.
That's their first entry into Gundam.
That's all they talk about.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, hey, wherever we all started somewhere. We all loved our first one, so.
Yep. Here we go. We have CD's hot take.
All right, y'all.
Wu Fei is the most hated and misunderstood pilot in the Gundam franchise. Let's put this in perspective, too, people. This is his favorite pilot as well.
Please. So, we know Wu Fei is wild. He has said some out of line wild things. But you have to know why he has said some wild out of line things. All right, everyone. Every time I get on the internet, Gundam Wing Slander, and the first person they always talk about is either Quatra, or Wu Fei. Now, if you haven't done any research, yes, he's wild. You don't know why he's doing anything he's doing. He says every other episode, "You're a woman, you can't pilot, get out the Gundam. What are you doing? You should be in the house somewhere." Sure, sounds sexist. Yes.
Jesus.
But why? Why is he saying this? Because
we have an explanation behind it too.
Because
please explain the sexist explanation. Please stand on it, brother.
He's wild. We all know this. I agree. He says some wild things. He's misunderstood though.
I understand. Okay? Please explain to us how the sexist
people don't realize this.
Misunderstood.
Let me sit back a little bit. Let me sit back real quick.
Go ahead, brother.
So in the past, before we see Wu Fei wilding out, blowing up bases, telling women they can't do stuff, which is crazy. We have a female Gundam pilot now, protagonist. Amazing. Yeah. I love it. Love to see it. Wu Fei though, if you would have seen her, get out the suit.
Yeah.
But because his wife, so people don't realize Wu Fei, 14-year-old back in the day, had a wife. She said to have been the strongest pilot of her clan.
Nutaku.
Which she dubbed herself Nutaku, strongest dragon. Wu Fei was an academic back then. He was like, cool, I'm gonna sit here and read books. And she kept telling him, change your mindset. Everyone can be strong. Everyone can be a leader. Wu Fei's like, yeah, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
She gets into the Tallgeese when their home base is being attacked and saves his life, but she dies in the process. And I think that alone triggered Wu Fei to have these misconceptions about women pilots. I mean, yeah, she saved his life, but now to the fact, when he sees a woman,
she survived. If you think if she survived, he wouldn't have felt like that.
I think so. I mean, just going back and reading,
episode zero,
Gundam Wing manga. She changed his whole outlook on things, but it also soured him that she passed.
Yeah.
I think if she would have would have survived, I think we'd see a different Wu Fei. But since she didn't, and Gundam Wing, I don't know if you guys realize he's like the least explained character of any of the characters. He doesn't have a backstory. All you see is Wu Fei is wilding out. I mean, I caught Wu Fei wilding out 20 something years ago. First episode I see Tarrington Base, Wu Fei going crazy.
Mm-hmm.
No story though. Good episode. Oh my god, amazing episode.
Great episode, like episode 5.
But you don't get any of his story. You don't understand. You don't see why Wu Fei is dead, hell bent on killing trades.
But is that my bad? Cutting you off. Go
ahead.
Is that the lore of Gundam Wing though? Do you really get a true background on any of the pilots? I know you get Troas. Yeah, you get Troas. You get why he's called Troa or his name, but I don't think you really get Catra's background. You don't get heroes. Not like how episode 0 breaks it down. The manga
Right.
episode 0.
But you get more of a setting. There's not a place where you know Wu Fei's back home in his colony, and you're hearing him chop it up and seeing why.
Yeah.
At least you can see everybody in like a little habitat. Wu Fei, you just catch him in battle. I mean,
That's true too.
that's it.
That's true. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I personally think he's extremely misunderstood. I mean, being biased, of course, he's my favorite pilot. I love Nutaku. I love Shenlong. But I just think he's just talked about. I mean, like I said, he says wild things. We can't like call a spade a spade. He's wild. But I feel like we have to kind of understand why he does this and why he has this outlook on life.
Mm-hmm. Now, running it down the line, if you don't mind, Austen, I'm running it down the line.
Mhm.
We got Char, right? Until you got Origins. Until you got Origins, you don't really know what's going on. Like if you watched Gundam 79 when it came out, more power to you, buddy. You know, I'm glad if you watched it when it first aired, hey, I hear you. But if you watched it before Origins release, you're like, what is going on? Like, why is he so angry? Guess she's up there with Char. But they did give us Origins, which explains. So Char could be potentially out of it. Armoro, you get his plight and his understanding. I'm just running down a list of pilots and franchise. Darrow and EO from Thunderbolts. I guess you can kind of understand their trauma a little bit. EO, you got to read the manga to understand what he's going through.
Mm.
But I might take you up on that.
Leave it in there, man.
I might take you up on that.
Austin, you cutting my take out or what?
Well, I mean, I think he's kind of a jerk.
Of course.
But that's his personality, right? And the thing is that misunderstood. I think he fits the definition of misunderstood because everybody, even some people who even know his backstory, still don't like him though.
Right.
But they understand why he is the way he is. But 99% of the people who watch Wing will never know what he went through.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll just always remember him as that misogynist jerk.
A woman? Now it makes sense.
Wild.
Yeah.
Just wild.
Who got his bell rung like twice. So I think I'm gonna stick with it. I agree with you. Wu Fei, he's not my favorite character, not by a long shot. I do love his suits though. His suits are amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I agree with you. I think he's just misunderstood because I'll tell you, I didn't know his backstory until you told me, CD, and then everybody else. And up until then,
You just think he's an asshole.
Woohoo! Oh, that guy.
Exactly. And we're talking about Gundam Wing again, y'all. It is book episode 0. It's the manga, which kind of goes after obviously the series, and it breaks down, I think, all 5 pilots with Relina as well, and then the mission itself. So I have it. If you want to give it a read, it gives you the reason why, Duo's backstory, Catra's backstory, Troa's backstory, Wu Fei, Heroes, Relina's, and I like it because they take what happened in the series and then apply it. And I'm like, okay, whatever. This is now. If this came out before the series, you'd be like, that's creative, and I wish they added that to the series.
Right.
But then, since the series came out before this, if y'all get a chance, I found this at second and charge for like $3 too.
All I'm saying is just do a little more research.
That's it.
That's it. Just do a little more research sometimes.
A little bit more deep dive, yeah.
That's all.
And that's for any series, man.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Series.
Got to know your series.
Yeah,
Got to know your series. But that was fun.
Yeah, man, I enjoyed that.
And comment below, what are y'all's hot takes on some Gundams, Gunpla, or animes?
Yeah. Or if you agreed with us, or you thought our takes should have been cut out.
Yeah.
Please
tell me if I'm wrong. I would like, and obviously it's kind of like I'm not gonna tell y'all what to type, right? But we all been to school. You kids, when it says 5 times 5, right? Your teacher says explain why, right? Like,
come on.
Just please don't say, "Hey, Coop, you're wrong." Hey,
give us a complete sentence, please.
Explain, right? Like that's just when you're taking that math class, you just can't put the answer to the quadratic formula. You have to write down your whole. You have to write it all down.
The process.
We all been there. Comment below, y'all. Comment below. And next, we're gonna transition, people. On a transition, kind of break up the monotony. I know we've been talking about Gundam for close to an hour. Today's news. Did y'all hear that I think Walmart is kicking up Black Friday? How do y'all feel about Black Friday?
Man,
You're starting up Black Friday. I love Black Friday. I'm not gonna lie to you. I love Black Friday.
Coop loves his sales. If y'all don't know, Coop loves a good sale.
I also you don't understand, man. I'm getting goosebumps here talking about it. I enjoy the ambiance, right? Like we have a mall like right down the street. And I remember going right when I'm able to like get out of the house as a teenager. I remember going, the mall will open up at 11 at night and it will stay open till 6 a.m. So going into the mall at midnight is a different feeling. And that whole like that feeling of like, oh, you can feel people's energy and the crowd. I will go grab me a hot chocolate and walk around the mall and not buy a damn thing.
You just like being in there.
I like the energy,
the hustle and bustle,
the hustle and bustle.
So it's like a festival.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a holiday for Coop. It's a holiday.
I have sat outside of lines and waited, GameStop, stuff like that. I haven't waited nothing crazy, hour and a half. Some sales back in the day when I was in Funkos, buy one get two free, stuff like that. But I'm shocked that I know a lot of places used to do a whole lot of they're bumping up the Black Friday date. You can start off the week of Thanksgiving, blah blah blah. But now they saying Walmart is trying to rush this out coming up this month.
Yeah, makes sense. Right now with inflation rising, it's pretty much just a safer game to go ahead and get as much people getting into your store to get your money now before inflation, if it keeps rising, goes up. So they don't know what the market's going to look like. Absolutely. So you might as well just take the shot right now. That's what I'm guessing.
Yeah, and also with Black Friday though, they've been doing it, and then for some reason on Black Friday, the day of Black Friday, they still have a banger sale. Like they talk about, oh, we got Black Friday running all November. Okay, you run all November, and yet on the day of Black Friday, you are putting out a crazier sale. So, that's kind of crazy to me that it's gonna probably start turning into like the first Memorial Day weekend, not Labor Day weekend, Black Friday stuff. It's gonna get to that point, yo.
It's gonna be there eventually. They got to make the money, and they're just looking for that time to get as many people in the store as efficiently as possible. Right. You might as well start sooner, and you have to beat your competition. Yeah. I mean, I've told the boys here earlier, but I used to work in retail. I know for a fact we used to only do midnight. I used to work at Target. We only used to do midnight, and then was it Walmart and Costco right next door to us all started doing 6 p.m. So we started doing 6 p.m. on Thanksgiving Day. So it's all the competition, and eventually it's going to get to the point where it's who can open the earliest with the best sales to beat everyone else.
Absolutely.
That's going to be it, and a whole bunch of other complications.
And I hated that because I don't know about y'all. My Thanksgiving was at like 6. It was right when stores were opening.
Right. Back in the day, I feel like when G-Ma was cooking Thanksgiving, we was having dinner at 11 a.m. or something.
I have a boy that his Thanksgiving. Shout out, you know who you are, Court. His Thanksgiving be at noon, right before kickoff. Like, golly, noon.
But we do that so you could eat, take a nap.
Right. That's true.
Wake up, got the sleepitis,
and
do it all over again. And
there you go. That makes sense. But hopefully, a lot of these places start implementing that and start seeing more sales. I know on the Gundam front, a lot of places, unless you're at Hobby Lobby, that's the only time you can really get a good sale on kits. Right. Hobby Lobby.
40% off, man.
40% off every other week too. It's every other week.
The only thing is though, they be kind of creeping the prices up, just a tad.
Who you telling, man?
I walked in there. They had a real grade Exia for $39.99. I'm like, man, Target had it for $7 or $8 cheaper months ago.
But it's not 40% off.
Right. That's why they gotta do it so they can make a little bit of revenue.
Yeah, I don't blame them. If it's every other week.
Yep. And they're slowly starting to go up. What is it at online too? I mean, everybody knows. Yeah. That plastic's starting to get a little hard to come by, so it's going to be a little bit more expensive, my friend.
Comment below, people. Do y'all like Black Friday? And Do y'all go out? Do y'all online shop, or is it Cyber Monday? Y'all. I bet y'all look like Cyber Monday.
Cyber Monday.
Austin for sure looks like a
Yeah.
Cyber Monday.
Also,
You know it.
Cyber Monday guy.
Yeah.
I ain't going out nowhere.
Gotcha.
My car's staying right in the garage.
I don't
Staying
blame
right
you.
there.
I don't blame you. So y'all let me know in the comments below. I know probably a lot of people look Cyber Monday, especially now, Cyber Monday. But that's it for today's news. Stick around next week for anything else that might pop up in the world that's might catch my eye and worth even speaking about. We got another little fun game. Got Austen, his intellect, people. His intellect. That's why he's here on the show. The brain.
The brain.
His knowledge. Trivia question, people. What Gundam series did Tomura, who's the founder of Gundam, hated due to the merger of Sunrise and Bandai? That's a good one, Austen.
Right.
Can we get any? I don't want to say hints. Can we get a year? The Sunrise and Bandai.
Yeah. So the merger was happening around 1994. I'll give you another hint. This series was well, actually, no. I guess that would be no. This series was originally. That would be another trivia question, wouldn't it? I'll say it anyway. This series was originally intended to get kids from the SD line into the regular high grader Gundam building line, but actually ended up doing the opposite because it ended up being a lot more darker than expected. So there's a hint for you. Think of a kiddie aesthetic or something kind of young, but ends up being dark, and it's a Gundam franchise.
We'll come back to it.
Yep.
All right.
We'll come back to it. So y'all see it? Leave in the comments below if y'all think about it. We'll come back to it and let us sit on it and figure out what's going on. It's SD series that's supposed to bring you into high grade. Damn you, man.
Was this 90s?
This was
1994.
And
that was when the merger was about to happen.
Okay. And the series didn't come out in 94.
Around that time frame.
In Japan or in US?
In Japan, not the US. I could even.
Right.
I don't know if I say that. If I say
no.
that, yeah.
We'll sit. I got you.
Yep.
Next up, we have another category. It's called BTS, behind the shot. My photography people kind of know BTS as being behind the scenes. We're gonna talk about behind the shot. You know, when people take pictures of their kids or their figures or anything like that. We want to talk about static and dynamic posing. When y'all are scrolling through Facebook, Instagram, whatever y'all get your Gundam news from, do y'all like the static shots or do y'all like the dynamic poses?
I feel like each one has its time and place. I definitely will stop at the dynamic pose, but sometimes just a straight static shot is a little more. Yeah, not shot, static shot. Just it does it more for me sometimes. Just something about, I don't want to say like the museum pose. I do like posing my kids up.
Hey, real quick before I cut you off, let's make this fun. All right, you only keep one.
Only keep one.
Only keep one. Let's make this fun. Only keep one.
Dynamic. I would go dynamic.
I'm going dynamic.
Yep.
I'm going static.
Woo! Just to go against the grain.
Just because sometimes you can catch the details better in the static shot compared to the posed. You might, certain arm movement, you might be hiding part of your body with this, or with the leg up, you might not see the whole skirt or the
section. I see what you're saying.
That's why I say it has a place. If you don't care about all that extra, just showing off the details, whatever, dynamic, pose it up. But sometimes I just want to show all the work I put into these knee joints, and you can only see it in this one angle. You catching this static shot?
I guess you're right. But dynamic though. I mean, we cannot be bragging about these kits. We cannot be talking about, oh man, the articulation, the most articulated kit known to date. And we're just going to do this. You might be able to get away with just that. You might be, but is that not 1990s. We're not the worst thing. Well, I don't want to say the worst. Getting kind of overboard here. How can I put this? Almost like an oxymoron when somebody says, "You have a hand grenade," and yet they don't pose their kit. You have an articulated kit. You have an Origins kit that's perfect when it comes to articulation, almost, and it's just looking like he's coming out of a warehouse. Got them all just out, all looking like they all about to come out of the warehouse. And if that's what you like, that's what you like. I'm not coming at the people that like that stuff, but I'm just saying, let's make sure Bandai know we're maximizing our money, right? We're maximizing our money. We want to make sure Bandai knows that when we get these figures, we get these kits, that we are posing these kits and we want articulation. Let's not give them a reason to take the articulation away from us, people. Right? Like, let's not go back to that old. If you want a brick, they're out there. Go out there.
True.
Go get that FZ Zaku high grade from Warner Pocket. That doesn't have
the 3-runner kit.
The 3-runner kit. They are out there, and then you can do all the static posing you want. But now I have to go dynamic though.
I would say dynamic only because it catches the eye a little bit more efficiently than static. Because when you look at a picture or any type of art piece, you usually have your first read, secondary read, and tertiary read, and your
the intelligence people.
Yeah, and each one of those reads, you can have movement or dynamic poses will help you flow until actually a bigger story that's going on. So, for example, let me see if I can have a picture here that's pretty easy to tell. Yeah, actually, I'm about to put one up. We see share screen. Make sure it's the right one. People ain't tripping. There we go. All right. So let's say we have this, right? And you can initial read. You can say for looking at this. Now, this isn't always the best example because it's just a white background. But what you can say through this is like, let's say that, all right, she's purely in a battle, getting ready to do something. She has her side turned, but your first read is probably just going to be the dark outline of the guns, but your secondary read is going to be the color. And if you look at the color of her hair, which is the pink, it's flowing, moving in a certain line, and you can move your eyes around from the top to her hair, back to her torso, down to her feet, and you can say that she's running and stuff like that, and it's a little bit easier to tell a story going that. Now, let's say we're going to do a static read, right? It's just a static pose. And you can still get some cool looking static poses, but they are exactly what they are. They're just either showing off a base stance, and the only thing that's really truly catching about them usually are the color. Static poses are usually there just to show off fine detail and color, but you kind of just take it and leave it. So you kind of absorb exactly what it is. There's nothing else going on. You're just like, oh, that's cool, and you move on. Another one would be if you have way finer detail that you want to show, a static pose might be the only option you really have.
Yeah, that's true.
Because there's just literally just too much in the shot for you to share or to explain outward. I don't know if this one's going to come up to be able to show y'all. I don't know if y'all see that or not.
Now we do.
There you go. Yeah.
So who did that? Is that
you? No, that was not me.
I
found that on Pinterest. That's
okay.
I don't remember the username, but he's on Twitter. But yeah, like in this one, a static shot might be your only option because there's just so much going on. Right. But I think a dynamic shot, and this one, this capturing your eye clearly relies on just the color and the mastery of the model.
I like that teal.
The teal looks nice, don't it? That's what caught me too, right? You see what I mean? It didn't need to move. It just caught you by, but its only real grace that's catching you is the color. Right, you're not catching it by its attacking or anything. It's just looking really badass with color. But so I think dynamic is pretty much the way to go, especially with most of the girl and mecha model kits. But if you're gonna go static, it's got to be damn good color, damn good stance, damn good base.
That's what I'm bringing, Austin.
That's what you're bringing. Okay. That's what I'm bringing. Of course. I don't know why I didn't think you weren't going to bring 100. My man here brings 110 every time. So I don't know why. That's what I'm here for. I didn't know why I thought you were just bringing 95%. That's my bad. You know what? That's on me. I should have known better.
Come on, Austin.
Let
Come
us
on,
know, people. What do y'all like? Do y'all like the static? Do y'all like the dynamic, or do y'all like both? I know that we kind of went one for one. Obviously, so dynamic, static, if it's in an order. Um, but when it comes to the photo, everything like the aperture and everything, if it's a nice blurry background with a nice static pose, it looks amazing. So, um, let us know in the comments below. What do y'all like? What do y'all like? I guess y'all should just write these questions down because we got a lot of stuff y'all want. I want y'all to add in the comments below. That's just great. That's a great. And next, which is a great segue, right? And I've been hyping this guy up, Austen, this whole day because I've been telling y'all his intellect is crazy. So our next segment, we're gonna try to keep this a running segment. It's called Austen's Real Grade segment. So what this is, it is a segment where Austen, we give him a suit, Gundam. Obviously, y'all see here RX-78-2, the granddaddy that kind of started us all off. He's going to give us a grade, one solid grade on the kits because he's built majority of the kits. We've seen him in the anime and he's read the manga. So kind of give you a quick little spill. Gundam Wing, I read the Wing Zero in the show, Wing Zero in the manga, Wing Zero kits. Overall A++. So that's neither here nor there. You got a Wing Zero Verka right behind his head, CD's head, one of the, if not the best master grades known to man. That's why it's at an A++.
I tried to sell.
Yeah, don't do it. Don't do it. All Gundam Wing kits need to just y'all keeping your backlogs. Don't even think about selling figures, all of it. But
don't
Austen,
hurt Coop's feelings, okay?
Hey, hold on.
Keep
now.
your wing kits.
Hold on now. Keep your wing kits in general. It ain't hurting my feelings. You're gonna be hurting your feelings. But we're gonna go right into it. So Austen, buddy, please, what is your real grade on the Granddaddy RX-78-2?
A+. It is classic. It is the standard, the gold standard in which we judge all other Gundams. It is the one that stands atop all. It is the one, the icon, the man, the myth, the legend. Yeah. The RX-78-2 and O2 in the Origin series and all the other variations have the distinct feel of what a mecha genre should be. It should be a robot that's powerful, strong, and stands out. Something that really puts forth an energy of sci-fi. And I think the Gundam, the original Gundam, is pretty much the pinnacle of that. In anime, the original anime, with their limited animation, they were still able to make a very recognizable kit using primary colors, of course. And even though the animation still is, but as it's gone on, that color choices stood the test of time. The design of it, the V-fin, the samurai aesthetic, really pulling from Japanese lore, even to this day still looks great. I can't think of any Gundam really, any Gundam series that's done it wrong. Even 00 had a reworked version of it.
Yeah,
that looked pretty good. Yeah, the O. Yeah, was it 00, the Origin Revive series? There's a whole line of them that have just all looks fantastic. The only one that probably didn't look that good was the Build Diver series, but that's due to, I believe, more their color choice than really the design. I've seen some of those kits painted, which for those of y'all that don't know, the Build Diver series did have a GBN version of the RX-78 that was kind of a neon color, which didn't really flow that well. Not too many people liked it, but recolored versions of it actually looks really good because it was based on the Jim. But yeah, I would definitely give this an A+. I mean, what more could you ask for when it comes to Gundam? What more could you ask for when it comes to mecha? What more could you ask for a aesthetic imposing heroic force? Another design cue that's really great with the RX-78 is that it put into motion the idea of a directional or direct showing emotion through a steel or through an object, through depending on direction, because the Gundam has a face design where if you look down, you have a menacing pose. If you look up, you have a hopeful pose. And if you look static, it looks more like just a traditional regular robot. So, I mean, I don't know what more I can say. It is perfect. Yeah.
Besides the perfect, isn't there one called the Perfect Gundam that kind of looks like the RX-78?
Yeah, there's the Perfect Gundam, which is from was it Thunderbolt, I believe, which is a half Zaku, half Gundam. Which even that actually looks pretty cool. I like the legs on the Perfect Gundam. They're actually pretty awesome.
Yeah, well, I give you that. I give you that. But all right, I appreciate it, man. That is again the knowledge. You don't get it anywhere else, people. You ain't gonna get that anywhere else. Whew, wow. And I'll give it up there. It is definitely one of the. It's kind of like I'm not gonna call it the Michael Jordan of Gundam, right? But like you said, it's the gold standard. It's like it has its own category. The origins, obviously, probably just like everybody else. The origins line, I like that depiction of the RX-78. I know some people like the revised look, the old school 79, and
some people like the G40.
Yeah,
some people like the Beyond Global.
The Beyond Global is really nice. I was just telling CD, you're muted, CD.
Can't hear you, CD. Yeah, the only thing with the Beyond Global I don't like is the knees.
It's okay.
Yeah, the only thing I don't like about the Beyond Global is the knees. And the only thing I don't like about the G40 is everything. So.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hot take? No, it's like, I don't like the G40. G40 is not my cup of tea. I don't know.
Isn't it? It's supposed to be off the Lamborghini, right?
It's supposed to be
the guy who designed the Lamborghini.
Mm-hmm.
A plus people.
He should keep the cars.
Austen's real grade. What do y'all grade it? Let us know in the comments. What do y'all grade it? What do y'all grade the granddaddy? The looks, how it is in the manga. If y'all read the manga, if you built the kits, there's a few master grades out for it. I think there's like 5 master grades, if anything. You got the version 1, 1.5, 2, and then you have the 3.0, and then the origins. I think the master grade origins is the pinnacle when it comes to master grade itself. The master grade RX origins. Out
of all of the examples of the RX-78 too, the origins master grade, in my opinion, is the best one. Maybe the Verkaw gets up there. The original Verkaw gets pretty close, especially when you paint that into different color schemes. It looks really good. But yeah, I think the origins nails it. And plus, you get so many effect parts with that kit as well. I mean, it's kind of rare to see effect parts in master grade kits now these days.
And this segues into our next topic, people. And the next topic is called pump faked. Kits that we have pump faked on. We told ourselves we have it in our hands. They're right here. Tangible items. You know what? I'll come back for it later. COVID happened, and 3 years later, you don't see it anymore. I want to start off, if y'all don't mind. And I've recently had a pump fake. I pump faked on P Bandai. I pump faked on the Full Awaken Unicorn Perfect Grade. Yeah.
Okay.
I told myself, you know what, I want to get it. I had it in my cart, and I noticed that it wasn't selling out. So I said, you know, it might sit. December 2nd was the closing date. Sold out.
I remember you saying that. Yeah.
I told myself I didn't want to get any more perfect grades because I said, you know what, the MGX will be my perfect grade unicorn. I'll just have it in the back. But then I said, I have the Banshee perfect grade. I have the Bond model of the Phoenix perfect grade. So I said, you know what, I might as well. And I pump faked and I didn't get it. So that is mine right there. Had it in the cart. Don't know when it's coming out. Don't know when it's going to re-release again. Should have jumped on it, but didn't. CD.
Man, I have 2. The very first one was, I believe last week, New Type restocked on the Rosen Zulu. Rosen Zulu is the high grade. It's one of my favorite kits ever. I have one. I wanted another. No one's going to buy it. Next thing I know, New Type is reposting people's carts, and everyone's cart they posted had a Rosen Zulu. I go 4 hours later,
sold out,
gone. Same with the Efreet from Unicorn, purple one, the rocket launcher. I was like, no one's buying this. Gone. In my cart. I'll come back to it. Refresh my cart.
Gone.
Buy
Damn. Hate to see
these kits, people.
it.
Buy
Say it
them.
again. Say it again.
Buy these kits because you might not see it
Yeah.
for some years. Just like these Origin kits, they've restocked now. You might think they're plentiful. Who knows what's next? I
I
mean,
haven't seen the local type RX, the white and blue one. Or
Mhm.
the
the American local type. Yeah.
I haven't
Gone.
seen that one. They
people
didn't
look at me
release.
crazy. I got 7 Black TriStar Zaku's.
Just move your head to the right, brother. We'll see.
You can't
Yeah, it's there. It's getting there.
There's multiple.
There's multiple right
Had
there.
to. Each one's getting a different paint job, but who knows when they'll come back in stock.
I don't know.
Don't pump fake. If you don't got the funds, that's one thing. But if you got it and you really want it, save yourself the trouble because people are still reselling these kits for outrageous amounts of money.
That secondhand market and that scalper price is insane.
Absolutely.
Don't spend $70 on a high grade that came out for 40 or 20, 15. I've done
I
it.
did. Yeah, I have. I spent 40 Guxion full city rebate.
Just to see it next
$40.
week for $16.
I was sick. Hasukano was there. Said, let me go ahead. I haven't seen it. I was on that IBO kick. And it's been out 3 or 4 times again. So wait it out, people. If you want to wait it out. But Austen.
Well, I hear you, brother.
Hear the pain.
All my pump fakes usually run with P Bandai because I was either not quick enough or I figured it would still be there for a while. So I didn't really think too much of this kit when it was first announced, and then when it was first released, I didn't think too much of it either. I was like, well, it looks okay. It's not really the best looking thing in the world. And then it started to grow on me, but by that time it was sold out. I was like, okay, that's cool. It's whatever. And then P Bandai did a second drop of it, and I was like, okay, you know what? I'm really feeling this. I'm really gonna run out and try and get this. I put it in my cart. 8 p.m. Was it 9 a.m. or 8 p.m.? Anyway, whenever it dropped, right? It was in my cart.
Oh, the
right?
anticipation got me here.
And
Come on, bro.
I was right there about to click yes. And I thought to myself, well, do I really need this? Do I really want this? And next thing you know, I hit accept and it said sold out.
And
right at the last second.
Hey,
flew away on him. It flew away on him. No pun intended, people.
And I was like, God damn. And I have not yet ever seen it since. I have not seen it come through Bandai for a while. I don't think it's going to come back until a long time.
It released twice too.
Yeah, it released twice for
the
a very short re-release.
Yeah,
for a very short. It was criminally short. They're doing the same thing with the Jim Spartan, by the way. I missed the Jim Spartan, and I'm getting that this next time. But yeah, and now all I ever see is scalper prices. I don't think P Bandai is going to re-release it because that mold, they've already finished lock on that, and they moved on to G-Witch. So I don't know if they're going to reprint it. And I'm not paying $100 when it was $70 at
That's
P
not
Bandai
that
at most.
bad though.
Yeah, but I mean, look at the regular price was $120, and that's actually not even the regular price people sell it online. It's like $130. This is the cheapest price I can find it, and it's
That's
still
not
a
bad.
conundrum.
Look, he's pump faking right here now, right in front of us.
And stepping up, double pumps. And here he
Doing it live. Doing it live.
You've seen it. Right? This is what pump faking is. If y'all have no clue, y'all sitting at home watching this and you're saying to yourself,
What's a pump fake?
what the hell?
I need to get it off the screen so I don't feel so.
What the hell are these
No more
guys talking
temptation.
about?
No more temptation.
He
Oh my
just
gosh.
said it himself.
It looks so
They're
good.
not going to.
I'm still looking at the pictures. Oh my god.
for a while. Yeah. The last segment. Well, let's talk about it, people. This is why we're here. This is why we're sitting down. This is what got us hooked onto the reasons why. I appreciate if y'all made it this far. I appreciate
Thank you.
everybody.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you for turning in. Thank you for listening to us.
Absolutely.
Giving us your time.
What got us hooked on this addiction? It's a healthy addiction.
Of course.
Any addiction is a healthy. Not any addiction. Whoa. You can make certain addictions healthy. You can make there's addictions that are inherently terrible.
There are positive ones and negative
there are
ones.
positive ones, but positive ones can turn into negative ones.
Mhm.
This is a positive one that can turn into a negative one.
Mhm.
But then turning this into a negative one, then you becoming hooked on something else, which is the spending part of it. I'm never going to tell somebody how or what to do with their money,
Right.
because you worked hard for it. You sacrificed your hours and time to get what you want. But let's go around the room. Let's start off with you, Austen. What got you hooked on this? What got you into Gundam?
Well, what got me into Gunpla, at least, was I was always kind of a model maker, but a small, tiny one. I used to do planes, sometimes cars, but mostly aircraft. And I got out of it for a while, and I did art on the side. But one thing my teacher was telling me too is that when I was doing art, she said I should probably try to get into sculpture, because it seems something more my kin is working in 3D than opposed to 2D. So I decided, you know what, I should probably just dive back into model making. I haven't done it in a couple years, and she told me this when I was in college. So I was in a hobby store, and I saw that they had these Gundam model kits. My family kept telling me, like, hey, they got these model kits that are really cool, you might be interested in, over and over. And I finally decided to deep dive. And one day I was watching a video of this guy called Ray, who makes Gunpla, and he made this awesome custom Jim Sniper 2, and it amazed me to no end. I was fascinated. I watched the video like 6 or 7 times on repeat, and I would just be completely engrossed. So I decided that day to just go to, the little thingamajig shop down in Centerville, Virginia, and walk in, and I just picked a kit, and I just tried it, and I love the fact that I didn't have to use glue. It was all easy snap. It was really, really friendly to people and it was really friendly and easy for people who are new to the hobby and also coming back into it. And I love the product, the way it turned out. And ever since then, I just wanted something more and more cool looking. And that's how I got here.
Do you remember what your first kit was?
Oh Lord, it should be up. Let me look on my shelf. It's there, but good Lord, I think I bought like 2 of them at the same time. What was my first kit? My first kit was... Did I put it back because I ran out of space? Well,
let us know in the comments too, guys. What was your entry build? What was your first
Absolutely
in the game?
Let me see. What was
into Gundam and Gunpla?
What year was it? It was 2019, 2020. Here we go. Okay, yeah, here we go. So my first kit that I ever built was the high grade RX-78 too. Okay, well, I guess that wasn't that much of a shock. Go figure.
Right.
You don't say.
Yeah, you don't say. Yeah, it was that, and then after that, I lost my mind and got the TR1 Hazel. Yeah, here we go. I got all the Hazels. So the Advanced Zeta right off the bat, and then the Hazen Play, and then my first master grade was the 3.0 RX-78.
What's up, Fetts? Shout out to Fetts Frequency. Y'all go check him out. He's on YouTube. Shout out to him. I remember he was stressed. It was a good fight. It was a good fight between the 3.0 versus Fetts Frequency. Brother, you know what we're talking about. CD, brother.
Man,
what got you into it?
Dog. We got to go back to 2000, 2001. When did Gundam come out in the US? 2001, 2000, right around then?
I can't believe so.
Yeah, around 2000. Yep, for Wing.
Yeah.
Because it came out at the same time around Dragon Ball Z was in its hype.
So, I always been a big anime fan forever. Like, my sister worked at a Hollywood Video Blockbuster movie store. I used to go to work with her, rewind the VHS, and I just watch anime. And then I remember being up, happened to be up at like maybe 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock a.m., and catching that Torrid 10 base blow up Wu-Fei episode, and seeing that in my head, my jaw dropped. What is this? Never seen anything like this. I liked Power Rangers for the robots. I liked Macross. I liked Voltron. All that stuff. Anything mechanical, I loved it. You should turn my Legos into Gundams. So once I seen that, I was like, I need to know what this is. Toonami then put the commercial with the kits you could buy, those terrible 1/100 kits.
Oh yeah.
So first grade Malik, I go to my local hobby town, get a kit. Hooked. It's I want to say it's one of the endless walk kits. I think I still might have it. It might have been Heavy Arms. Built that. I didn't stop. My mom was building kits with me, like Tester's paint. She'd hand paint a kit for me. Like, I was engrossed. And then sports, grew older, kind of fell in and out of the hobby.
Yeah.
And then COVID hit. Met my dog Coop. I seen him posting some stuff on IG.
What's
Oh,
up?
Gundams are hot. They back.
Yeah,
Okay.
we back, baby.
And then grabbed my first couple Origins kits. That's what really got me back into it. And then progressively, the walls turned into this.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have an addictive personality. I mean,
It could be.
but hey,
I don't know what
I'm
you
back.
call it. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know what you would call that. But that's good.
I'm back.
That's dope, man. That's dope. Both of your stories. That's what's up. And everything started off at a young age, and it's all starting from something that we all like, right? Like anime. Like you got your Gundam's going to tie back into, you and your sister CD and Austen. Are you going back and playing model kits and stuff like that? Everything has an origin point. For me, it was. I remember as a kid, man, the voice. I forgot what's his name. Peter Cullen, Transformers, right? Isn't that
Yep.
his voice on the Toonami promos, man? And Gundam Wing promo popped up.
From the Gundam universe, a new chapter.
And I was like, gosh, what is this? And I sat down, I watched the shooting star she saw, and man, I was
changed your life, huh?
hooked on Gundam Wing. I was hooked on it. Even to this day, it's the #1 anime. And I bought kits. Shout out to my boy Court. He was in it with me as a kid growing up. I remember going to Toys R Us and getting that Heavy Arms red box 1/100. It was a no grade at the time, I don't think. And I twisted it out with my fingers. Then they used no nippers, no nothing. Just twisted out right out with fingers. Felt like CD fell out of it. Sports, got addicted to football and stuff like that. Growing up, Bills. And then 2018, I've done a YouTube channel. I have a YouTube channel on the side. I'm gonna put that in the description below. I do toy hunts, and I'm able to get to know people in that community. And my homie Jimpy Zao, what's up, Jimpy? He started to hunt for kits, and I tore my Achilles back in 2018. And I would sit down and I would watch his videos, and I was always supported his channel. And he would get into Gundams. He did like Sazabi and I want to say Exia or Double O kit. I said, man, that shit looks amazing. I forgot all about Gundam, and I got into going into Hobby Town. Is when I got back really heavy into it, because I met up with Marvin. Shout out to him if he's watching, with the Gundam club, and they embraced me. And after that, I just became a way to get away from work. I was at the time a police officer, and all the mental trauma that you could go through, and just needed an escape route. I think that's all of us. This is a great way to escape from reality sometimes. But ever since then, I've been hooked. And meeting people in this community. Blessing. And I appreciate y'all brothers, man. I really do.
Of course.
Yeah.
Coop, what was your first kit back?
First kit back was the After Colony, of course. Wing Gundam. High grade. The one that came out
any other way, huh?
Why would I? First master grade back, Epion. I'll just then Death Scythe after that. Then I started branching out, into UC and stuff like that. So now it's that's what I said earlier, people. It's a healthy addiction until you're,
Healthy hobby.
Healthy hobby. It's a healthy hobby until you're sitting up there telling yourself, do I really need groceries, or do I need that's
Is it ice for dinner, or is it this high grade?
Yeah, and we're not judging. We're not here to
butter
judge.
jelly sandwiches.
But you know what?
Times a day.
Sometimes it might be. If the way the cards are dealt, if you're looking at that last Delta Plus,
I had no choice.
If you're looking at that last Delta Plus at Hobby Town, and you're looking at you telling yourself, man, payday's in 3 more days, I can make it. Then go for it.
Right.
Go for it.
We've all been there.
Absolutely. I'm not going to tell you I haven't, because I still do.
Right. I got a cart full of stuff on this next tab right now.
Right now, ready to check out.
Man.
PayPal. Where you at, buddy? But absolutely. So let us know in the comments. I would like to know the people that watch who stuck it out this long. I appreciate it. We appreciate it. We have some stuff coming in the works. We have some I'm lost on the word. Giveaway. We have a couple of giveaways. Stay tuned for episode 2 for that, people. In episode 2, we're going to also deep dive into another series that needs to be talked about in when it comes to the Gundam franchise, and that's so stick around for that. I don't want to.
Oh,
I was about to throw it out there.
they got to tune in next time to see.
You got to tune in next time, people. And fellas, I appreciate y'all. Y'all keep up the good work. Shout out to CD. Y'all go follow him on Instagram. Chloe's dad.
Come on.
Shout out to Austen. Y'all go find him on Facebook.
Right.
We're working on it.
Sign the petition now.
Y'all already saw the work. So I know y'all right now probably hungry for it. I see what Austen did there. Actually, you know what? I see what we are a bridge for people to get us. But best believe, don't forget, like, share, comment, subscribe. Let people know that we're here. We're not going anywhere, people. We are fresh, new podcast. We're working on getting on Spotify, stuff like that. So remember, just keep positive people in your life, like these guys right here. Surround yourself with people all the time. Keep your loved ones close, because you don't know when that's that time. So until next time, people, I'm Coop, CD, and Austen. Peace.
Deuces.